satisfied, maybe not that happy.
You know, with the season being so long, you're gonna have, you know, times where your team is on top of their game and times when they're not. I think everyone in our room recognizes that we're probably not great 200 feet for 60 minutes right now, but it seems like we go in spurts and we pull away. You know, it's not ideal, but you have to be somewhat, I guess, realistic that you're going to go through moments like this, and if we can learn as we win, it's better than learning as you lose. But the losses will come, and then we'll learn better.
know you've seen progress from Carlos' offensive game. You feel like this was the right time to be rewarded there?
Yeah, well, I think he's been jumping into the right holes offensively, coming out of D zone, through the neutral zone, and in the offensive zone especially. And he's had a lot of opportunities, and you know, it was great to see him get rewarded. Great pass by Brad Marchand.
Coach, speaking of Marchand, I was going to ask you about it. Just your thoughts on how his game's been coming along and how nice it is to see him rewarded.
Yeah, I thought he was our best player in the first period.
Yeah.
You know, I thought he was all over the place. I thought he was building momentum. The first 4.5 minutes of the game was like a face-off every 20 seconds, so it's hard to get into a rhythm, I think, for both teams.
When you talked about, Jim, where it was 4-0 and it goes to 4-3, is that just one of those to simplify the blip that you talked about, maybe, or how would you describe that?
Yeah, I think we got a little loose in our game. You know, I think we were playing for offense instead of playing on the right side of pucks. I think if we had a younger team, I probably would have called timeout. But with the leadership we have, they're saying the right things on the bench. It's not like I can call timeout and say anything better. So lucky to have the leaders that we have.
Talked about Carlos' offense, but what have you thought of his defensive play this year? You know, just being kind of part of a steady foundation back there.
Yeah, I think he's been awesome. I think in the last 10 to 15 games, I think Brandon Carlo was playing great hockey. You know, he's unfortunately got hurt there early in the year, and then it took a couple of games to get back in a rhythm, but man, he's been really, really good for us.
How big were those insurance goals by Bergeron at the end there to just extend that lead back up to 3 and 4?
Well, they're important because, you know, they give you breathing room, and the air came out of the intensity of the game, you know, just because once you go 6-3, it's hard. You know, they already fought back. It reminded me of the game that we played in Ottawa. We're down 3-0, we tied 3-3, and all of a sudden we're down 5-3. It's hard to keep chasing. It's a lot of energy. You're always trying to catch up.
Was there a certain point in that run where they were coming back where you were kind of like, maybe I, should call timeout, and like, was there a specific point?
Yeah, I think from the second goal through the third goal, I thought about it often, but like I said, the guys were saying the right things on the bench. And there wasn't a sense of panic. There wasn't a sense of like by the players and our bench or myself, but there wasn't a sense of urgency with our play either, you know. But we managed to get out of it and again found a way. We're a resilient group.
You talk about the guys always saying the right things a lot. What's that been like, sort of the give and take with you and them, and them helping you read the room and you chiming in as well? What's that balance like between you guys?
It's different than a team I've ever coached before. Just because they are great leaders and they know how to win, and I know it goes with all the different ways we've won. It shows. So I've developed the ability to let them control a lot of what's going on. I let them play through things more than I would other teams before I would either get on them verbally or maybe call timeout. The things that you control as a coach.
You said it's different from any team you've coached. Is it different than any team you've played on? I don't want to make the comparison to that team unless you want to. But.
Yeah, it does remind me of my national championship play as a player. I think that Sean Walsh and I had a great relationship in the sense that he knew that I was saying the right things about how we wanted to play, how we wanted to close out games. I think that I know the way Sean and I spoke, and Patrice and I speak a lot, so obviously he's a better captain than I ever was, so I should listen to him.
The 4-3 penalty kill, you start 2 defensemen, switch to 2 forwards. What goes into the strategy there?
Well, we got a defenseman coming out of the box. That's the biggest thing. You know, we like to have 2 defensemen, 1 forward out there to kill the 5-on-3 or 4-on-3. But we have 2 of our best defensemen in the box, and they're coming out. So it's just to be able to get, once he goes 5-on-4, to have 2 forwards to be.
What are you seeing out of Connor Clifton and Cliffy hockey?
Well, first of all, I'm going to say that I do not like the term Cliffy hockey. I'd like not maybe from you guys using it, but within our room. And it's funny, I actually spoke to him about it. I said, I think the way it's brought up in the room and the way it was, how it was born out of maybe him being too reckless. You know, Cliffy hockey going on his own page. And the player that I see is someone knows very much how the team's playing, is always supporting the structure of the play, and has the ability, because of his instincts, to make high risk reward plays. And tonight was the best game he's had in a while, and I'm happy for him.
Good.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.